We'll take 1,000,000 September 11ths over one moment of true insight towards our self-hate.
We crave to be loved and desire to love others, yet the presence of the false self ultimately turns love into a necessity in order to alleviate the suffering that goes accompanied with the false self. And as our necessities of love become fulfilled in accordance with the false self, we become more and more attached to the false self. We will even start to identify ourselves with this false self. And so we become attached to its realm of perception, that is, the realm of opposites. It is this realm of perception, the realm of love versus hate, that brings forth hate. And thus it appears we have entered a catch-22 situation. For if one loves the false self, then one will have to support its realm of perception. And this will result in hating the true self, for truth is the annihilator of all falsehood. Yet if one hates the false self and loves the true self, then one will still continue to sustain the realm of opposites, and therefore one will continue to harbor the skeleton of the false self. Both ways, the false self will be able to manipulate the individual's psyche whilst perpetuating a sense of hate, either towards the false self or the true self. The way out of this pitfall is to realize that the realm of opposites can be found at the extreme end of the spectrum of the holistic realm. This underlying holistic realm has only room for interconnectedness and interdependence. So in order to uncover the full spectrum of the holistic realm, one first needs to learn to complement love with unlove. That is, one has to learn to unlove, which is different from to hate. Once one has learned to unlove, one can also unlove the false self without the use of hate. And so one can completely detach from the false self because one can detach from its realm of perception. Learning to unlove may sound like going against the stream of consciousness, and in fact, that is exactly what it feels like. Still, learning to unlove is like learning to breathe out. If one doesn't breathe out properly, one cannot breathe in properly either, and so breathing becomes superficial. And the more one tries to breathe in, the more superficial their breathing becomes. Instead, breathe out all the air in the lungs, and afterwards feel how profoundly fresh air flows back in again. Yet for most of us, profound breathing only occurs whilst being asleep, because then we allow ourselves to breathe with our belly. This is called natural breathing, and it occurs when breathing in and breathing out complement each other in harmony instead of opposing each other. Similarly, one will have to learn to fully unlove as a means to let natural loving reoccur again. This means that the realm of complements provides a pathway out of the pitfall that has been created by the false self. And the realm of complements can be used as a stepping stone to the holistic realm of perception. As one learns to unlove, unbrace, and ungrip the false self that manifests inside, one also learns to unlove, unbrace, and ungrip the false self that manifests outside. By changing our inner perception, we also change our outer perception. And by changing our outer perception, we change the perception of our environment. When the perception of our environment changes, our behavior changes. And when our behavior changes, eventually our environment changes. This way, one can achieve a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment. There is a footnote to this episode because everything that can be used can also be abused. It is possible to abuse a stepping stone because any entity that is capable of occupying a stepping stone becomes a gatekeeper. This can be understood as follows. Those who have entered the realm of complements have attained a more liberated way of perceiving the world because the realm of compliments is a step closer to the holistic realm. Consequently, they become the controlling elite. Instead of continuing their journey by completely leaving the pitfall created by the false self and entering the holistic realm of perception, this elite may also choose to use their upper hand against the people, exploiting them for their own well-being. But in order for the controlling elite to preserve their advantage, they have to make sure that the people remain trapped within the realm of opposites because their advantage is only relative. One way to achieve this goal is to continuously shepherd the masses into perceiving the order of self-defense by means of fabricating threats. Enter the New World Order.